So I'm not gonna have time to actually start this tonight, but my brain cannot handle not knowing what I'm going to read next. So I am gonna do my first spin tonight, even though I probably won't start reading until tomorrow morning. But yeah, I just need to know. So you're going to notice on my wheel that some series do have multiple like spots on the wheel, and this is basically based off of whether it would benefit me to read this series sooner rather than later, not based off of how much I want to be continuing it or how much I want to read it next. Basically, if it's something that I read the last installment fairly recently, it's going to benefit me to read that sooner rather than later, because there are some series on this list that if I landed on them, I would have to go back and probably reread previous books in the series. And also some things have more spots because there's read-alongs or something going on with them that it would also benefit me just to stay on top of that series. So I'm gonna start my screen recording and pull up my wheel. So here is my spinner wheel, and I'm just gonna spin it and see what I land on. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Okay, perfect. So I landed on IAD, which is the Immortals After Dark series, and the reason this has, as you can see, 3 spots is because I am participating in a read-along right now, and I am behind on that. So I'm going to be reading, let me pull up what the next installment is called. I'm on the 5th book. Okay, so the one I'm on is called Dark Desires After Dusk. And like I said, it is the 5th book, and I'm actually kind of glad I landed on that. Those are pretty lighthearted, fast, very smutty, but it's like a paranormal romance series, and I'm very much in that world right now, so I'll be happy to continue with that come tomorrow morning. Today was my massage day, so I did get home a little later than normal. It's like 5 o'clock now, but I am just about a third of the way through Dark Desires After Dusk, and I'm undecided about how I'm feeling about it so far. I have like gone up and down on my ratings with these books so far in the series. This one is a human and a demon relationship, which all of the books in the series are like within the lore, people getting together with a species that is not their own. And I thought I was really liking the female main character in the beginning. She does have OCD and like other things that I relate to, but there has been a couple things mentioned that I'm not sure that I completely root for her character, but so far it's intriguing. And I do think Kresley Cole's writing has gotten better with each one. Like I follow the story much better throughout, and that even though each one is a different couple, I'm starting to see the overarching plot throughout the entire series. But yeah, I'm gonna sit down and hopefully get pretty far tonight. I did end up going to bed last night without finishing. I did get my second COVID vaccine yesterday, and I got really sick from the first one, and thankfully this one I just did get like a little bit of a headache last night, so I just went to bed early. But I woke up this morning and I feel fine, and I sat down and did finish Dark Desires After Dusk by Kresley Cole, and I ended up giving this one 2 stars. Basically, I didn't think that the OCD rep was well done, and I didn't really like the male love interest. Also, something I thought was really weird, I just think the characterization was weird, because our main character, Holly, is framed as being like a huge germaphobe on top of like having OCD. And she won't eat anything that's not prepackaged. Like she won't eat at a restaurant where food has been prepared, but she's always described as taking her necklace and running it against her lips, which I'm like, if you won't even like eat certain things, you're not gonna like, that's not sanitary either. So I couldn't like move past that. So yeah, that one I ended up giving 2 stars, but it was steamy. It was steamy to say the least. But I really want to spin for my next book, so I'm going to do that now and then probably go ahead and eat lunch and then start reading again. Alright, so I've started my screen recording. Here's my wheel again, and I'm simply just going to spin to see what I need next. Hopefully I will have, like whatever I land on, have the next book. Some of them I don't, so we'll see. There's also a chance I could land on that series again. Spinning. Oh, Okay, I actually just got the second book in the Ember in the Ashes series in from my library, so that's perfect. I am on the second book. It is called A Torch Against the Night, I believe. And so yeah, I'm gonna eat and then I'll jump right into that one, I guess. I got a little bit sidetracked this afternoon and I started cleaning my reading room, and I actually rearranged. I basically swapped these two things because this does, as you can see, like light up. But it wasn't by a plug-in before, so now it is by a plug-in, so I can actually plug it in, and then my reading chair is just like closer to the window. I'm thinking it'll be fine. I rearrange this room constantly because it has a lot of weird furniture and it's not like a huge room, so yeah. But I did get 50 pages into A Torch Against the Night, and I'm just starting to feel like more immersed in the series. I did give the first one, An Ember in the Ashes, 3 stars, mainly because I wanted to see more of like the world outside of, you're following like just 2 main characters and you're very much getting their like small bubble, and I was hoping throughout the series that you're gonna learn more of like the encompassing world, so I'm still hoping that's what's gonna happen, but there's things happening that make me feel like we're gonna get to see more. If I'm not super thrilled by the end of this one, I probably won't continue the series, but if this one improves, then I definitely will continue on. Good morning, happy Monday. It is Monday now, and I'm actually gonna be running some errands tonight, and I might have an opportunity to like pick up books if I need to. So I'm actually gonna do my last spin now, even though I'm not done with A Torch Against the Night, just in case I have the opportunity to pick up a book if I need to. So yeah, I'm gonna do my screen recording and do my final spin for this video. Oh, that's an easy one, and I already own it. So I landed on Saga, which I'm on volume 3, I think. Maybe volume 4. No, I'm pretty sure I'm on volume 3. So that'll be a quick, easy one, and this vlog will be done, I guess. So hopefully maybe tonight, if I try hard enough, I could potentially finish A Torch Against the Night. If I don't, I might just jump in and read and finish Saga anyway. Okay, so we are in the car. Chris is driving so that I can read. I am going to be going to a Barnes & Noble, but I'm not sure what I'm even planning on getting. But I am in the car on the way there, just gonna read Saga Volume 3 so that if it's dark on the way back, sorry, we just hit a bump. If it's dark on the way back, I can have the light on my Kindle and still read in the car. And so yeah, we'll be in the car for about an hour right now, and I'll be able to finish Saga for sure in that time. Good morning, same shit, different day. I basically ended up driving home last night, and we got home late, so I didn't update, but I did read the entirety of Saga Volume 3, the entirety. This is a graphic novel, it's not very long, but this was a reread for me, and I looked, and I previously have read through Volume 4, so there's one more volume that I've read previously, but I actually bumped my rating down for this one. This was previously my highest rated one at 4 stars, and I bumped it down to a 3-star, which every volume so far for me has been a 3-star now. And I guess this one to me just kind of felt the most choppy in terms of we were switching back to different like perspectives and people a lot more than the previous ones, I felt like. And there's some like journalism characters in this that I just didn't care when their parts were there. But yeah, I read this whole thing. I still like this even though they're all 3 stars and want to continue. I don't know how that, if that makes sense. There's certain things if I read and they're 3 stars, I'm like, I'm kind of over it, I'm not gonna do it. But these are so fast that it's like, why not pick up one more, I guess. But we'll see how it goes. I own through volume 5, so I'm at least gonna read through volume 5. And so I ended up not reading any more of A Torch Against the Night because, like I said, I drove, but I did buy 4 books at the bookstore, which is really bad of me. I just said in my wrap up that I wanted to like really hunker down, not buy books, and start getting my number down closer to 10. But I don't listen to myself, so I'm gonna show you what I bought. They all seem reasonable to me, like things that I'm gonna get to really soon. So I have 2 that I just recently read the last installments in these series, and these will actually finish them off. I have First Comes Like by Alicia Rye and Tools of Engagement by Tessa Bailey. I also picked up The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. And then I got brave and decided I am going to do it for the Literally Dead book club, and I bought House of Leaves by Marcy Danielewski. So now I have to do it. I was telling Chris when I picked it up, I was like, this is something that, like, if I'm gonna read it, I have to read it this month because it's for a book club, and if I don't get to it like this month, I'm probably never gonna reach for it again. So I'll have to make sure that I actually like sit down, start this, and do it. But other than that, I will update you again tonight once I actually start getting more reading in. It's actually the next day, but I have the same shirt and everything on. But I feel like I need to have a little bit of a chat this morning just on like what's going on in my mind, in my reading taste right now, because I'm actually deciding to DNF A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. And I don't think it's bad at all. I'm right at the 50% mark. I honestly just think I'm struggling so hard to read fantasy lately, and I'm not in the mood for it. I don't want to say I never want to read it, but honestly, like, all of the fantasy books I'm even looking at on my shelves, I'm like, I'm not very excited to read that compared to other things I have. So like I said, I actually think A Torch Against the Night is very good. I'm struggling to care. I do think it's doing what I wanted it to do in terms of the first one. I wanted the world to expand from there because we were just getting like these 2 people in very specific situations. And now this, you are getting at least one more perspective, but just a lot more is going on. They're going other places. You're learning a lot more things, but it's just slow. So I think honestly I need to look at my shelves and maybe get rid of some of the stuff I'm not excited for right now, as well as I'm probably not going to be picking up any other fantasy for a little while, because I hate to do this. Like, I hate to start something and quit it, or because if I get back in the mood for fantasy, I'd love to still be able to read some of the things I've had my eye on. But yeah, that's just kind of how I'm feeling right now. So my 3rd book for this is going to end up being a DNF. But I do think this is a great way to start getting through my unfinished series. And a lot of the series on my shelves are not fantasy. A lot of the series I've started are other things. But yeah, I just think my reading tastes are changing. But thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down below a series you're maybe in the middle of that you'd like to catch up on soon. And I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!